All right, let's talk about Darren Till. So I've been meaning to do this video for a long time. I put it in the poll that I did the other day, which of these videos you guys want me to do. You guys voted for this and Paige Van Zant's OnlyFans, which I kind of put on there as a joke, but I'll probably do that video too. But yeah, I want to do this video. This is more what I had in mind when I started this channel, you know, like really kind of getting in the weeds of like what is going on in the heads of these guys and what makes them different on a personal level, etc. You know, like I never set out to do a channel where I was going to be doing like these complex breakdowns, you know, oh, this guy likes to do this and that. I mean, believe me, like I know what I'm looking at when I watch fights. It's just, there's plenty of that. This was really where I thought that I had, I don't know, kind of more insight to offer that I didn't see a lot of, you know, in places. I'm talking about like, where is Darren Till at? Where's he at mentally? What has his career been up to this point? What was driving him? What does he need to succeed in the future, etc.? And he's interesting to me for a number of reasons. Number one is because I'm a huge Darren Till fan, a big Darren Till fan. Like I always find myself rooting for him. And look, like I don't like quoting conversations with people that I have outside of this, but there are other really big people that I've had this conversation with who feel the same way. Like he's a guy whose career people care about. People are rooting for Darren Till. And I look at him now and I see he's struggling, dude. And I don't mean, you know, like obviously he's had a couple losses, you know, whatever, but like he's struggling and I could see it and I know why. Like I know why just from the information that I have, right? But I heard Chael talk about this last week. And Bisping, actually. Both Bisping and Chael talked about this last week, that they think that Darren Till can still be a champion. I completely agree. Like, I completely agree with that. But, you know, where my mind goes has a lot less to do with, oh, he needs to shore up the wrestling, and a lot more to do with what's up here. Because Darren Till is a guy who very much his success was driven by up here in a big way. And that's definitely not any form of shot across the bow at his skills. He has exceptional. No one could do it at the top level without the skills. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm talking about, you know, this game is a game of millimeters, man. It's a game of millimeters. And sometimes what's going to dictate, you know, which direction the millimeters break is going to be as simple as confidence, the ability to stay calm under pressure, the belief that you have that you're going to win. And so things just kind of like happen in your favor. You know, when I play golf, the number one thing that I need to remember to do is to visualize my shot. And I'm talking like, if I can get every single thing out of my mind, except a perfect picture of the shot I'm trying to hit while I swing, and I don't think about anything else, I hit that shot 100% of the time. 100% of the time. It's incredibly challenging to do. It sounds simple, incredibly challenging. Your body will react to what's up here. And there's, you know, obviously a lot to that statement. But for Darren, he's struggling right now. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that. But before I do, I wanted to tell you guys this really quick. This is not an ad, actually. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of, but not really. So I was in Dallas this weekend, and I was there for a convention for Gabrielle's business. Now, I stay completely out of Gabrielle's stuff, but essentially, Gabrielle has a business from home, and then she shows other people how to do the same thing. Now, I will tell you guys that, God, actually, I don't think I'm allowed to say it. What's a number that's between 12 and 16,000? That's how much she made last month doing this, okay? That's on my kids' lives. So, you know, like she's very successful doing what she's doing, and she could show anyone how to do this. But again, if you're interested in, like, because the reason why I'm bringing this up now is because of the shit that happened with my job. I already have job, I already have another job. But like knowing what just happened to me and knowing what's going on in the market, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be looking for like ways to kind of bridge gaps or potentially just be like, I don't ever want to deal with corporate ever again. And Gabrielle can absolutely help you do that. So if you're interested in figuring out or learning about a way that you can earn money from home, shoot me an email, realjesseonfire@gmail.com, and then I'll just connect you with Gabrielle, and I will be totally out of it unless you are FaceTiming with Gabrielle and I happen to walk by. Anyway, so Darren Till is So here's what I see, okay? So when Darren Till was on his initial run, right, where he was undefeated, he beat Cowboy and then go especially just like going into the Tyron Woodley fight, right? After all of his fights, I watch, this is the kind of thing I see. I listen to what they're saying and I can just see it on them. And there are certain guys where they believe that they're on a destiny path. Like this is their destiny. It's not just, I did the work, I know I put in the work. Like you look at a guy like Justin Gaethje, right? You look at a guy like Justin Gaethje, and Justin Gaethje, what gives him confidence is he knows no one's outworked him, right? Like he goes into the octagon just like, it's impossible anybody's worked harder than me. Now, I don't think I've ever heard him say that. I just know. Feel free to run that by him. But I'm pretty confident in that read, And there are a lot of guys like that. I think Michael Chandler's kind of right in the middle of that. I think Chandler is both Gaethje and Darren Till at the same time. Because Darren Till is a destiny guy. He's on a he's like, I'm never going to lose. Like, I'm going to be the greatest. I'm going to be the champion. Like, this is destiny. I have all the skills. Like, I'm the chosen one, right? Now, that belief system can be very, very beneficial, and it can be very, very dangerous. Very dangerous, because most guys, it can work for it worked for Conor, right? Conor's a destiny guy, okay? Without any shred of doubt, Conor is a destiny guy, and he believed it and achieved it, it's not like he didn't do the work, but when he's going in, he's floating in on a magic carpet of belief, you know what I mean? And it worked for him. And I think one of the main reasons why he's, struggled, in his last, however many outings, is because that belief, he already got there, Like he literally already got there. Now, anyone can also point out that there's a million other factors, Khabib, pure, just straight up matchup and Khabib being Khabib. And then you've got him, distracted and these other things, but also distracted means not on the magic carpet of belief. Like this like contest right here, I'm going to fight Dustin Poirier in January of 2021. That has nothing to do with his destiny anymore. You know what I mean? Like he's done it. He reached his destiny in terms of the fight business. Like he did it. He won the title. He won both titles. He went and fought Mayweather. Like he's achieved everything, So now he's fighting Dustin Poirier, and that belief system's not there anymore because how could it be? And he starts to not win, And so with Darren Till, he had it. He got beat by Tyron Woodley, and then it's like, okay, well, I had a bad night. Look, like maybe this is just part of my journey. It's something I need to overcome. Maybe it's something that I need to overcome. Like there has to be like a bigger reason for why something happens. It can't just be that you lost. Like in this way of thinking, right? It can't just be that you lost. This is a predestined story that you're living. You're living a predestined story. So you lost. Okay, why? What's the reason? There has to be a reason. It can't just be like, well, you thought he was shooting and he hit you with an overhand right. Like, no. Not how people like him think, And so maybe it's just something I need to overcome. Then, knocked out by Masvidal. Unfortunate also. And, now he moves to 85 and he goes immediately for the hardest guy. Now, Gastelum right now, if anybody is not remembering going into that fight, that was after Gastelum had fucking battered Israel Adesanya. Like one of the craziest fights ever. Like Israel Adesanya looked like he got ran over by a truck after that fight. And Darren Till, after getting hurt bad and then finished in the Tyron Woodley fight and then knocked out unconscious against Masvidal, moves to 85 and asks for the hardest fight there is at 85. Now, I remember, I remember thinking that was insane. I knew exactly why he did it. And I remember being like, man, this guy's mind is getting him in trouble now. Put me at 85, give me the hardest guy. And it's like, geez, man. Like your you are like, you went from winning, and just give it all to me, you know? And he fought a fantastic fight and won, you know, real tight fight. But like, I love watching Darren Till fight. Like, people think he's boring. I love watching his defense. I love watching him manage distance. He's fantastic to watch. But then these things have happened now at 85. He beats Gastelum. He lost to Brunson. He lost to Whitaker. And now you're looking at what, 4 or 5 or something like that? You know, I think like 4 or 5. And then he's getting injured. And here's the thing, he's up against the clock. Like we've talked about on this channel 1,000 times. He's up against the clock. How old is he now? You know, because the destiny story starts to get, you know, I mean, again, you lost 4 or 5. And again, this is not me shitting on him at all. He has had nothing but the absolute top guys. I mean, especially at 85. I mean, I know Brunson got hurt by Cannonier, but Brunson ran through everybody. So, I mean, listen, like, I don't know. There's no shame in losing to the absolute top guys. But if you're a magic carpet guy and you believe that you're destined for the title, what happens if you lose 4 or 5 is you start to believe you're not on the carpet anymore. And not only are you not on the carpet, but that it was never real to begin with. That you believed it and it wasn't real. Like, you believed it wasn't real. Okay, so when that's the case, how do you get yourself to believe in things? Like, how do you get yourself, because you have to have confidence. You have to be able to go into something and be like, I did the work. I'm going to get this done. You can't go in there with like a broken frame of mind in terms of like your entire worldview. That is the stakes that, you know, the fight game puts on guys who are doing the destiny thing, because it can break your entire worldview. Because you tie every single thing that you believe in to the outcome of these fights. And anyone can lose a fucking fight, man. Especially if you're taking the hardest fights in the division. You know, here's another thing I'll say about Darren Till. Darren Till went all or nothing. As soon as he fought Tyron Woodley, he has made very clear he's an all or nothing guy. He just like, give me the fucking hardest guys there are. And, you know, look, he's been training with Hamzat, but I could just see it on him. Like, I'm talking like his energy when I see him on camera. I could see like he doesn't have the light in his eyes like he used to, dude, where it's like, and if you're a fighter who's not fighting, that's not very different from being an unemployed person. And let me tell you, I've experienced that, dude. And if you've got no purpose, you feel like you got no purpose, you wake up day after day, like, oh, you know, first week, kind of feel like you have the week off. Okay, week fucking 20, you feel like there's a weight on your chest that you can't get off. So what I want to say about Darren Till is I do believe he can still be champion, 100%. I think he has the skills. I think he is a superstar. And I think if he just shored up the wrestling a little bit, he'll get it done. He can get it done. I really believe that. But someone needs to like pep talk him. Like, he needs to hear from every single person around him and all of the analysts that believe it, that he can be the champion, because he can. He can. And think about that fucking story. Coming off of the shit that he's went through, and then to go on a run when he comes back and potentially win a title would be incredible. So I'm rooting for him. I really hope that he does it. And I'll be very excited to watch him fight. But man, he has had some terrible luck with the injuries, man. Hopefully he gets it back, and hopefully he wins his first fight. I really hope he wins this fight. I think he will.